hopefully I can get through this without coughing because I've been, like, having coughing fits. Basically, when I get home, like, I can, like, hold it in pretty good at work. As soon as I get home, though, all bets are off. Okay, I read a lot on Sun, a lot more than I have been reading anyways. I started Sea of Monsters, which is my room 4 book for the Clue Readathon. Is book 5 already out? Maybe, well, room 5, you know, whatever, you know. The words are hard. So that is out. So, but I just started room 4. But I also finished the True Love Experiment, which, you know, is due this coming Saturday. So I went and I binged and I finished it. Otherwise, I probably would have made more progress on this. But I was like, one, I was behind on my progress goal. But, my goals. But I had to finish it. I had to read the last 200 some pages because I was, like, invested at that point. And then, yesterday, I did switch over and start reading Jar of Hearts. Damn it, I couldn't make it. Hey, that wasn't a very long one, though. Most of the time, they last at least a minute. And Wendy's forgot to give me a straw, so thought they'd put it in my bag, but no, they just didn't give me a straw. But anyways, I switched over to Jar of Hearts, and I did not finish my Monday section on Monday. I only read 21 pages, because, you know, which is like the first 2 chapters, and it's because I started having issues with my sprints, and not wanting to sprint, you know, like, Restream just decided no, and it kind of irritated me. But I also listened to 146 pages of Out of His League, which is my Room 5 book for the Clue Readathon. I will finish the Room 4 one first, don't you worry. It's just that I know I'm gonna hate Out of His League. And it's because the prompt for Room 5 for Team Scarlet is something I hate more than anything. It's, the trope I hate a lot. And it's a subject I hate a lot in books, like, because I don't care about it. And technically, Rainey did say Harry Potter would work for it, but unless I can read all 7 Harry Potter books, we ain't gonna read Harry Potter, because it's just gonna irritate me if I start a series and then not be able to finish it. You know what I'm saying? So, not an option. Not an option for that, for me. And so, here I am, stuck with this stupid Out of His League baseball book, because the shortest audiobook I could find for that hit the prompt. Hate it. But I also started Barbarian's Touch, which is the 7th Ice Planet Barbarians, and it's also the longest one. It's like 8.5 hours on audio. Like, that is super long. Oh my god, now my eye itches, guys. Better. Okay. So, anyways, I started Ice Planet Barbarians 7, which is Barbarian's Touch, and I read 103 pages. And we're gonna continue here on Thursday, or, oh my god, it's not even Thursday, guys. I'm so ahead of my schedule, I just want it to be Thursday night already. It's, Tuesday. Play, where are we? 2 hours and 44 minutes in. Goal is to at least work on that for a sprint. And then I also, I said I was reading a lot. I also read some more of this because after my sprints decided they didn't want to sprint no more, I read to chapter 7, which is page 84, which I have not logged yet. So we better go do that. Percy Jackson. Eleanor, you are so rambunctious when I'm trying to talk recently. Like, even on sprints yesterday, you were being so rambunctious in the background and, like, whacking me in the head with a toy. It wasn't even funny. Well, I'm pretty sure people enjoyed it. Okay, so, almost 300 pages alone yesterday. So, pretty good progress, in my opinion. Like, can we do that today? Probably not. Probably not. I'm not going to pick up Out of His League at all today. And my goal is just going to be to... Again, sorry. My goal is Barbarian's Touch for an hour. Finish up my section in Jar of Hearts for today. I need to make it to the purple tab, which is page 114. I am on 63. but I'm really liking it. It's like picking up. And then we will go back to Sea of Monsters. That is the game plan. It is 7:30. I can probably do it because I haven't gone to bed till 11, but although I also have to be at work early tomorrow. So I should probably go to bed early instead of going to bed at 11:30. But if it's like last night, I couldn't sleep. So, whatever. I got a lot read between the past few days. So, Tuesday, I read 218 pages of Barbarian's Touch. So I finished that one, which was like the longest I spent at Barbarian book so far. 5 stars. I can't submit True Love Experience or Barbarian's Touch for anything for Clue Readathon until I finish this bad boy, because it's my room 4 book. Also finished. I also, gosh, I don't even know where it is, but I read Jar of Hearts. I read a good solid 60 pages. I do need to finish it by Saturday though, because it's due at the library, and we're not making very good progress because Rainey also announced a little bit of chaos Tuesday night, in which starting today, Wednesday, we read as much as we can and submit as many books as we can. So I read all of Lore Olympus Volume 4. I was going to stop at the bookstore and get Volume 5, but I didn't get out of work till 6:35, and the bookstore closes at 7. So by the time I got there, it would have been like 10 minutes to close, and I am not the person who walks into a store 10 minutes before close, because that is rude. And like, I already worked forced overtime for 3 hours today, so like, I'm not going to make them, sit around. But, I read this entire thing. I also listened to 142 pages of Barbarian's Taming. So it was like 55-ish% of the book. So I'll finish that one tomorrow. I have so much reading to get done, guys. It's not even funny. And then I also started Among the Imposters Open. I don't even know how far I am into the book. I was like semi-reading it at work. Okay, I read 18% of it. And on chapter 5, there's actually quite a few chapters. There's 38 chapters, but it's middle grade, so it reads very quick, Ooh, I hit the wrong thing. I just wanted to, I wanted to place a hold. Series. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Place hold. Not very many people are waiting for it. Like, about 8 weeks it says, but like, I feel like it told me that quite a bit too. But I do not believe it. Anyways, I'm gonna read a little bit more of that before bed here. I want to say hello, Shelby. Shelby's off camera down here. You're so cute. I touch you? That is nice of you. Are you guys all ready for us to go to bed? Yeah, we're probably all ready to move to the bed. Because we're going to move to the bedroom. And I'm going to continue Among the Imposters. That's only 172 pages. But first, we got to submit this one. And then I should get out of work on time tomorrow. So then I can stop into the bookstore and pick up volume 5 and read. I'm trying to keep the light behind me. All of volume 5 tomorrow night. And I should be able to finish Ice Wind Barbarian 8. So much to do, guys. And I also need to make time to finish this one. And make time to finish Out of His League. And I think I want to do and Jar of Hearts. Oh my god. And I want to do all of that by Saturday. Casual. Casual things. We're going to attempt it. To preface this, I am livid right now. And it is all Rainey's fault. Just a disclaimer. But before we get into my rant, what did I do on Thursday? Oh my god, I was going to tell you guys, my app crashed. Oh my god, it crashed again. Sorry, that's my phone. Okay. I finished Barbarian's Taming. And it was like a solid 3. I hated the main character. Um, which is honestly kind of starting this whole livid thing right now. Yeah, hated it. Hated the main character. So, 3. I thought she was too whiny. It didn't like her. I will talk to you in a minute. Also finished Among the Imposters. Which is by Margaret, Peterson, Haddix, which is book 2 in the Shadow Children series, which I read the Shadow Children series long ago. Like 13 years ago, sometime in like middle school, okay? And I loved it because we read book 1 as a class of it, which was Among the Hidden, which I read earlier this month. And then I was like, you know what? I really just was wanting to reread the whole series. And then Rainy, one of the prompts just so happened that I could put Among the Hidden for one of my prompts. And then it sparked this thing. We're like, oh, I'll just reread them. But like, there's a hold on every single book because they're very popular children's books, and I'm pretty sure they're still read in like a lot of schools. Like at least the first book is. So it's a pretty popular book. So I'm not gonna hold this, but really the holds aren't too long. I mean, I think this next one says I am on hold for like 7 weeks or something, but it's going smoothly. They're very short, and like you can kind of just like pick up like. I don't remember like any of the plot. Like I remember the plot of like the first book, which was very vague. Like he's a third child. Basically they have this population law. It's like dystopian US. They have this population law. You can't have more than 2 kids. And if you have a third kid, you will be punished by like death. Which is kind of wild for a children's book, but death is the punishment for that. For both the child and the person who gave birth. I'm like, bro, what? But anyways, they're basically just killing third children. And our main character, Luke, is now an imposter because he has assumed the identity of a legal citizen who passed away in a ski accident, and his parents, who were actually high up in the government, secretly gave Luke their kid's ID, like government issued ID, and so that he could be a citizen. And now he is Lee, but like they don't want anything to do with raising him. Like, great, you can come out of hiding. You don't have to be like sequestered in your little attic bedroom anymore. But stay at your boarding school type stuff. It's great. It's great. Really enjoying it. And then I did go to the bookstore. I went to Books A Million yesterday. And I picked up Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I think it's the new Hunger Games one that's coming out. I haven't read the book. So I got the book. It's over there up on my shelf. And then, I'm pretty sure she said she gave me a pen or something. I don't remember grabbing that out of the bag. Oh, well. But I also bought Lore Olympus, Volume 5, because I hadn't had this one yet. So, I read the entire thing last night for the Chaos Readathon. I was like, I'm just going to binge read it. Was it up until, like, about midnight? Yep, pretty much. And then I had to go to work today at 7:30. Well, I had to be there at 7:30, so I had to get up at, like, 6:30. But, I read the entire thing. Loved this one again. Like, this is, like, one of my favorite ones. Although, we're, like, at Volume 5, and I'm, like, ready for them to just be together, okay? Like, one of my favorite things are 80s and Persephone retellings. And I kind of just want them to be together. Please just get together. Okay, but then that concludes my Thursday night. I've only read one book today. I have a lot I need to get read. Because the library stuff and stuff to do. And I also want to finish Ice Planet Barbarians 9 before Sunday, so that everything's done before Brittany and Leandra do their Ice Planet Barbarians sprints. And I still have one whole book to go, which I'm listening at 3.75. So really, it's only gonna take me like less than 2 hours. It's like an hour and 45, I think it says, to read it, which isn't bad. But I wanted to do it tonight, but I am so angry at Out of His League by Caroline Richardson, which was my Room 5 book for the Get a Clue readathon, because Rainey made me read it because I hate this stupid prompt to begin with, and I knew I wasn't going to like the book, but I absolutely am livid with this book. I'm livid. I can't handle another romance right now. I can't listen to Ice Planet Barbarians because I am so angry at the instant love. And I don't, there are times where instant love is really done well. I think in Ice Planet Barbarians it's done very well. But in this book, Out of His League, it was done horribly. How are you going to meet this man in an airport and you know he's a famous baseball player, but you love him? What do you mean you love him? You only know his name because he's a famous baseball player. Oh my god. If he was just some other guy, you wouldn't even know his name, you know? You wouldn't even know his name. And, like, literally then we're, like, an hour, we're not even, like, 10% into the book. And they're like, I love you. I've been waiting to do this forever. And they're like, the smut scenes are the cringiest thing I've ever read. Like, if I thought Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood's, those smut scenes were cringy, this is times 10. Oh my god. I am embarrassed for this author for having written this. Oh my god. It's so embarrassing that you wrote this and published this. Not to mention, this is actually published by Wattpad. It's W by Wattpad. I didn't know Wattpad had its own, like, publishing agency. Like, I thought it was more just, like, an alternative to, like, fanfic.net, you know? Like, post your stories, but they're, like, not necessarily fanfics. They're just, like, whatever you want to write. And I know it's gone downhill a lot in the past few years. Like, I haven't gone on there really for years. Because when I first found Wattpad, you did not need an account to read stories. Just if you wanted to comment, you needed to. And then they made everyone get accounts to even read on there, which is like, why do I need an account? It's free. Why do I need an account? But then they started introducing paid stories. And they're shitty stories. Why would you ever pay for this stuff? Oh my god. People pay for this. There's like subscriptions. People pay for this. This is like, let's come on. You're having like some 13, 14, 15-year-olds write and we're like paying for stuff? Because there's too many ads. Why is there an ad after every story? Like, the chapter was 2 pages. Why is there an ad? I don't get it. It's gone such downhill. Wattpad's just run into the ground. Like, I remember, like, reading stuff, like, on there a lot when I was, like, 13, 14, 15, and enjoying them. And I've gone back and read some of those stories when it's a pain, though, because it's ads. But, like, I still enjoyed those stories I enjoyed then. But it's like, I did not know that this is just a shit show now. It's a shit show. It's a shit show over there. And I am so angry. You guys published this. This is a published book. It was oral. It was awful. It was awful. 1 star. 1 star. I'm so angry. I'm just so angry. I can't handle another romance right now, so I can't read Ice Planet Barbarians right now. So I think I'm just gonna have to go back and read Jar of Hearts, which is also my TBR. It's either that or Sea of Monsters, but I feel like I should read Jar of Hearts because technically it is due at the library tomorrow, but then my library just like renewed my books like 2 days ago without, like, I didn't ask you to do that. So now I don't feel any pressure to read it because now it's not due for a month now. I didn't ask you to renew my books though. That's so rude. Why did you do that? If it would have been like tomorrow and they were like, hey, we renewed your books, that's one thing, but like, you renewed them 2-3 days before they were due. That's so weird, okay? Don't renew the books. Who said you could do that? Anyways, I need to go read a thriller, I think. I think I need to sit down and read Jar of Hearts because I am so angry. So angry. I can't right now. Smidgen late here. It is about 12:20. But summary of what I did on Saturday. Went over to my mom's house. Well, I started out the morning doing my diamond painting and listening to the 9th Ice Planet Barbarian, and I listened to about half of it before I went over to my mom's house in the morning. And I meant to like read it on my own. Like, I brought my books. Like, I brought Jar of Hearts and I brought Sea of Monsters because those are the 2 books that I'm gonna focus on next. And I sat down on the couch and I like turned the TV on because I like background noise. But I turned on 90 Day Fiancé, which I can generally still read during 90 Day Fiancé because I was planning on reading Sea of Monsters at that time, and I was like, Sea of Monsters is a reread, so I don't need to like pay attention. I can like double focus with my ADHD. I can like multitask watching 90 Day Fiance and reading. Except for the problem is I never had the motivation to actually pick Sea of Monsters up. Like I physically did not want to pick the book up because that was going to require me to turn the light on in the room. And like I could have sat like in the, like, first of all, I guess the way my mom's house is that the actual like living room, there are no ceiling lights. Like there are no ceiling lights here. But like my mom also doesn't have lamps next to the couch. There's just like no lights in there. Like my mom's like completely content with that because my mom isn't really a reader. Or she just like doesn't do anything after it gets dark. She's like, we just don't need lights. I'm like, no, we need a light sometimes. Like, oh shit. Like she's like, we're just out here watching TV. So they never use lights out there, which makes it very hard to read. But like it was daytime and the dogs aren't allowed on the actual like living room couch. And I wanted to cuddle with them. So I went out to the kids' living room, which is just like my brother's. Essentially, it's transformed into half of like my niece's playroom now. And the other half is like we have a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3, a PlayStation 4, a PlayStation 5, an Xbox One, a Wii, and a Nintendo Switch all out there. And they're all like on this entertainment center, and then you just gotta pick and choose which cords you want to plug into which. It's complicated. We have a lot of game stations. I have brothers. Let's just put it that way. And like every time a new PlayStation came out, they got a new one. And I will say, like, my brother, the PlayStation 1 we had when I was little. And then we got the PlayStation 2 because you couldn't put PlayStation 1 games in a PlayStation 2. You know, they didn't make PlayStation 1 games, so we had to upgrade to the 2. And then eventually down the line, we had to upgrade to the 3. And then my one brother bought the 4, and he bought the 5. So those are technically my brother's. And I guess the 5 isn't out there all the time because he brings it back and forth to college, but like my brother bought the 4 and the 5, so because at that point my mom was like, I am done buying PlayStations for you guys. But regardless, so I was sitting out there and it has lights out there but the problem is they're like recessed lighting, and there's a ceiling fan, but the ceiling fan light's kind of crappy because it's so far away because it's a vaulted ceiling up there in that room. So you have to use the recess lighting, and I don't like the recess lighting because it kind of, I already had a migraine going and it just like triggered more of a migraine for me. So I didn't want to do it. And like I was sitting out there watching my sister play the PlayStation, and after we turned off my 90 Day Fiance, and it was making my migraine worse. So like I couldn't really read out there, and I could have opened the curtains, but then I'm blinded by the sun, and it's just complicated. I didn't want to move. And so I never picked up the book, but while cooking dinner, I did end up reading like half of a chapter. Because I cooked dinner over there tonight for everyone. And then, I came back home and I finished the Nice Ice Planet Barbarians. I like just finished it before I started the vlog. Well, I finished up my Ice Planet Barbarians vlog, which is actually coming out in the middle of the night, and then this is coming up at noon, like usual. Because I meant to post it today, but I didn't finish the book last night, so I couldn't read the book last night because of how awful Out of His League was. I couldn't handle another romance. But I made nice progress. I'm not going to share it because it's in my Ice Planet Barbarian vlog. You'll just have to watch that if you want to see my progress on this lovely thing. But I made great progress. Like, I'll just show you guys this way. So this is the entire thing, and I started probably about roughly in this area, and I'm up to this area now. And I only worked on it while listening to Ice Planet Barbarians. So I made a ton of progress, and I'm really happy with it. But, I guess just a quick rating for Ice Planet Barbarians 9, it's a 2. Didn't vibe with it as much, but I also didn't vibe with the last one. So, but, I feel like I'm getting rambly, which I usually do this late at night because my ADHD goes into overdrive. Sometimes my ADHD just goes into too much of an overdrive. And my dog is sleeping. Oh, she's so cute though, isn't she? Oh, Eleanor is so cute. She didn't even hear me. Oh my god, earlier I was sitting there working on the diamond painting and I was facing this way. Well, I was like facing this way more because I was taking a drink of my water there. And out of the corner of my eye, I could see her tail moving. And I was like, why is she wagging her tail? Like, it was like 11:30. I was like, why is she wagging? And it's because she was having this cute little dream where she was just like wagging her tail. It was so adorable. But again, I'm rambling, so I will see you all next week.